Thank you for your patience. Okay. We're ready to get to the delegation of public comments. I ask that you keep your comments to 5 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so excited. I'm ahead of myself. We need to have a motion to hire Mr. Jack Stadt's firm to represent us in the matter of response to the Attorney General's public access counselor review.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. We have an attorney to respond. Pardon me?
I'm abstaining.
You're abstaining. Okay. Very good. Are we ready? Okay. Now to get to the delegates and the public comments. We will hold our comments to 5 minutes. We, as a board, will not be responding to your comments. We're here to listen to your concerns. So, I guess we're ready. Go ahead.
Good evening, I'm John Kraft. First thing is item number 4 on your agenda, retain special counsel to answer the Attorney General. If you just man up and admit what you did, you wouldn't have to pay an attorney, and you wouldn't have to spend the public's money to do that. You guys know what you did.
What did they do?
Now, just
Oh, I can answer
sorry.
that.
Just
During my public comment,
it's his public comment.
they went to St. Louis area, spent a bunch of public money on hotels, bought paid for a suite for a meeting space, bought a bunch of liquor using public funds, called it a board retreat. Then when they got called down on it, they denied having a meeting or discussing any public business at all.
I was there was no business discussed.
Hey, she's got the floor.
Okay, so next thing I'm going to talk about is Dillon's rule. Dillon's rule is what public bodies, local public bodies in the state follow. They have to follow it. You only have the power given to you in the statute and by the legislature, or the powers inherent in those other powers. The Public Water District Act says that no trustee can have any financial interest, direct or indirect, in any work or sale of anything to the water district. You have a trustee that's been performing work and getting paid by the water district for years through his company. I've got the receipts, you provided them. That trustee needs to pay all that money back. I would also ask if you insist on continuing with the regional water program or whatever you can do, that you get somebody to tell you whether you can even do that or not. That's another one of those Dillon's rule powers. The Water District Act gives you the power to contract for water. It doesn't give you the power to start up a nonprofit to contract for water from that nonprofit. The Public Officer Prohibited Activities Act also prohibits direct and indirect financial interests of trustees of the water district. Doesn't matter what that attorney wrote. That attorney probably needs to go back to law school. And I'm not an attorney, and I can understand what that law says. Spending public money on things you're not supposed to spend it on. You spend it on funeral dinners, on funeral flowers. You know, I'm sorry that people die and they have to have dinners and flowers. But it's not the public's job to buy that stuff. If you want to fork out money for a funeral dinner, or funeral flowers, come out of your pocket and lay it on the table and say, here, go have your funeral dinner, go buy some flowers. The Travel Expense Control Act covers the, at least this year's party in Springfield, or in St. Louis. And I noticed you have a Christmas fund, and I would like to know what that Christmas fund is being used for. But the bottom line is, there's a lot of things being purchased that you don't have the power to purchase. And whoever sent me that excuse that it's in the general powers of the corporate authorities, I obviously don't know what to talk about. The general powers of the corporate authorities says you have the authority to do what's underneath this in the act, not buy flowers or dinners or alcohol. You can't do any of that. And I think you know it. And I'm asking you to tally up how much money was spent and write a check and pay the district back. Thanks.
Thank you. Next.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Please. The things that you just mentioned, were any of these negative findings in the annual audit of the district? Is there an annual audit?
Every year. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I'm not.
I'm sorry.
I can answer that if you'd like. It wasn't in the audit, but the auditors for Dixon, Illinois, when that lady stole $54 million, they didn't find anything either for 20 years.
Well, I'm a little uncomfortable if the audit doesn't show these things, but perhaps you should be in touch with the auditor. These are pretty serious allegations, and if they're not sustained by the annual audit, I'm not sure what we should do about it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mark?
My understanding, the auditor, all they do is check the balances and make sure the numbers come out right, but they don't look at the spending. It has to be a special auditor that does that.
So you don't have, oh, pardon me, go ahead, I'll ask. Yeah, let me just ask, the annual audit is not certified by a public accountant, and it does not certify the accuracy of the books and records?
It just checks the spending is what I was told of how, it doesn't determine what the money's spent on, it just tells you what the balance is and that the money is what it's spent on the way they said it was spent on. But
Yeah,
it's your due diligence to look it up and see how they spend the money.
Yeah,
You have to have a special auditor look into that.
So all you get is, all the district gets is a compilation?
That they spend the money the way they spend it.
Yeah.
That's his opinion.
not that they spent it legally, yeah, just like you said, it's money in, money out, that's what they said, that's what happened.
That's what they balance, money in and money out.
Is the audit available for public examination? It is. Okay. Then put me on the list.
You can come up to the office. It will not leave the office, you have to, it'll be available at the office.
Okay, fine.
FOIA copy.
Actually, it's online, now that I think about it.
Well, I couldn't find much online. I couldn't find the number of customers. I couldn't see the budget on the website.
We have a webpage, fosterburgwaterdistrict.com,
That's what I went to.
and it is on there.
Okay.
The audit is on there, I put it on there.
No, I'm glad, but I just couldn't find it.
It's under, if you go under forms, it's up under the heading. Under the menu bar, there's a tab that says forms.
Okay, and the transmittal letter is there along with the audit?
It's the full audit from last
Okay,
year. the
well,
most recent one.
then if this gentleman has access to it, then obviously we all do.
I'm just saving you a trip.
Well, I'd like to see the paper. But thank you, I appreciate it.
Anybody else?
I
just want to say that I appreciate all the free work that you all do, and that, yes, they did have parties, but that these guys are not taking a stipend as the trustees do. And I don't know why this is blown up into such an ordeal, really. I mean, we've got people, and so I am a trustee right now on Foster Township Board, so maybe I shouldn't be talking, but we had a request for senior citizens to have their meal paid for. Should we not pay for that meal because, that's coming out of public funds? I don't understand it. So this man's son dies and we can't give him flowers, it's ridiculous. Sorry, I don't know if I should, and Fritz, I think, has filed, everybody knows that that's what the problem is. So Fritz has filed proper paperwork, I'm sure he has, and I don't think he's done anything illegal. There's been nothing shown to be illegal, and I don't know what the purpose of this constant just looking at everything and trying to figure out something that's wrong. I don't understand it. We have a good Fosterburg Water District Board that has a lot of money in the bank, that's done a fabulous job, and we're just crucifying them basically because of, for what? I don't know what the purpose is of this.
Thank you.
Anybody
Well
else?
said, Sarah, I agree 100%.
Anybody else?
Well, I would just like to see how many of us here in this room support our water board.
Stand up.
Thank you. I think that says a lot.
Anybody else?
I would like to point out that Fritz Algitz has done this job for 49 years, for free. For free. He was in the beginning, and this group or whoever seems to be out to get him, didn't take into account he's due $1,200 a year for coming to the board meetings. He's never taken a dime. It's way less than what some dumb party cost.
We're saving taxpayers' money.
Yeah,
We're
it's
saving taxpayers,
it's ridiculous
It is.
that people in our own township are fighting against people who are doing work for free. You have water, they've done a great job, the employees are happy. Why would you crucify them? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Oh, you want me to answer?
No.
I can answer.
You've already had it.
You're fine.
Did we get the opportunity to respond to anything?
No, we just sit and smile.
I would like to
Yes, Kathy?
ask if you all would entertain in the future that you would pay yourselves. I do think that you work hard, and I do think that you deserve a pay. I think that, if that would occur, then this probably wouldn't be happening in the future of, what is pay, what is not pay. I know I'm also a trustee, and I do know that we do get a pay for that. And I do have to pay taxes on that, and it will go on my taxes this year. And so I do think that's also something that needs to be looked at. I think it just needs to be pure. And you work it, you do a hard job, you do it, but I think that like all other boards who get paid, we have to put these things on our taxes. So to get yourself paid through other ways, you're kind of avoiding a tax issue. I'm not saying that you're trying to avoid a tax issue. I'm saying that's what's occurring, is that you're avoiding a tax issue.
Actually, it's less than $600.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying you're working hard, and I think that you guys have tried to pay yourselves by other ways, but now you're finding that I guess that's not the way we should do it. And I would just think maybe in the future, pay yourselves. You deserve the money, you work hard, pay yourselves. We do at the township, they do at the county levels, other districts, water boards, they pay themselves, I'm sure. So that would be my only recommendation, is maybe entertain that.
Okay. Can you stay after the meeting so I can talk to you for a few minutes, please?
Sure.
Thank you, Kathy. You can stay too, Amy, if you want to. Yes.
Yes, Brad Hitty. I'd like to thank Fred Thousands for all his years on the board. I know he worked hard with my dad in getting water up to our area. It's thank one of the larger users of the district and know the history of it. I know Fritz worked hard at it, and Dr. Cook, a lot of other people, Steve and Rupert and Mort and Johnson, and you know, I really knew this was going on somewhat, that they didn't take any money. And I do it for my own employees. They don't get paid maybe as much, but I'll throw them a dinner, an appreciation dinner. And you think more of that than actually, I got $100 going to the meeting. And to me, this is just a bunch of bullshit. So,
Okay. Anybody else? All right, well, thank you for your comments. We'll move on with the meeting. So we're down to the minutes of the last meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. We'll go to the treasurer's report.
For the month of October, we transferred $153,000 to O&M for bills, $5,000 to tank, $5,000 to equipment, $66,000 to surplus, $19,005 from equipment to O&M for the purchase of the truck. On your profit and loss, the income for the month was $229,075.64. Interest for the month, $1,633.21. Expenses, $156,261.40. Depreciation, $36,576.24 for a profit of $37,871.21.
You have a check mark next to that profit number.
Hey, Steve, you need to speak up. They can't hear.
I was just
She has a
checking
check mark by
it
that.
against my other reports.
Okay, okay. I just wanted,
I didn't
Okay,
erase it
something
before I
different.
copied. No, I didn't erase it before I copied
I
it.
thought you did, so I was to see if I was paying
Right.
attention or something.
I think that is a question.
I have a question.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
happened to the Christmas fund?
We are no longer doing parties, so we're no longer taking the funds.
So the
Out
money
monthly.
is where?
I'm sorry,
The money is where?
it is still in the Christmas fund. If you guys would like to make a motion to do something with it, put it back in general fund. But I was informed we're not having a Christmas party for our employees or anything anymore, so the money's still sitting there.
Okay, we can entertain a motion for that, and we'll do the, we'll accept the treasurer's report first.
I make,
Do I, oh, it's not on the agenda.
We'll have to
That's
address
right,
it next month.
so we will have to address that next month, okay? Do I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
I make a motion to accept the treasurer's
Do I
report.
have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Fritz. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. We'll go to the O&M bills, operation and maintenance.
It was brought to our attention, Ken said that we need to start doing a roll call on the pay of the bills so that we meet the full extent of the economic interest statement, so that if there are any bills outstanding, Fritz is to abstain.
Okay.
And roll call is the only way that can be legit, being able abstain if there was any bills dealing with objects.
All right. Do we have a motion to pay the bills?
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
What does Mr. Bolster do for $1,635?
legal services,
Right.
writing letters.
What is he doing?
With all the FOIA requests,
What?
with all the FOIA requests that we've had,
Uh-huh.
any correspondence dealing with anything like that, I was instructed to have Ken at his size look on it first before we respond.
Okay. So,
And that's also including Prenzler's inquiries from Madison County.
so does he send us an itemized statement? Is this the appropriate time to ask to see itemized statements on all the bills
Sure.
per the, prior to the meeting?
Yeah, it's on the agenda, it's fine.
$1,635 is a lot of money.
We did a lot of work. We've been busy, that's why we didn't have a budget for this.
Who made all this work?
Basically.
More than any party.
What?
More than any party.
Oh, I didn't.
Sorry.
I had no idea you had ran it to me. I can look at this another time. It's. $450 for several conferences on water district matters with Mark Boumard, Nick Madison, Steve Strobeck, and Kurt Prenzler. Wow.
We've been busy.
Thanks, Mr. Prenzler, for that one.
Should we
I
send
would
him a
like
bill?
to, I would like to go on the record just as making the statement that we are a nation of laws, and the reason why we have laws, folks, is because we cannot spend public money inappropriately. And if you want to consider what was done with that money and call it appropriate, I would say that that doesn't meet the standard of the definition that our founding fathers gave us to run this country. It's a very basic principle. We're a nation of laws. We have laws to abide by. If we don't abide by them, how can we expect anyone else to? This board is respectable, I grant you that. I think this should all be over with tonight.
Well,
But I also
it's not going to be.
I also think that what began when I was put on this board is continuing, and that needs to stop. Nobody is anybody's enemy here. We're all neighbors. There's no reason to continue this animosity. It's shameful, living in a free nation like we do, that we could thumb our nose at the law as a public board, spend taxpayer dollars or spend water village money inappropriately and think that we're above the law. We gotta keep this country, guys. We have to do what is right for the next generation. And that is to show them how to maintain what we've been blessed with. It's a gift from everybody that came before us, and a gift from God.
Okay. I have a motion to pay the bills.
I so move.
I have a first, I have a second.
I'll second it.
Bob second, thank you. So we'll do the roll call.
Strobeck,
Yes.
Al Jets,
Yes.
Fort, absent. Kircher.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Understock.
Yes.
So ordered. Pay the bills. Okay, go on to old business reports, work report. You're up, Mark.
There were no new improvements on the system. All shut-offs were checked for usages. We did have some possible leaks that were looked into, and we did find one service leak on Fosterburg Road. We did install additional chlorine feed at Cook Booster Station because we were noticing lower than normal chlorine conditions in the northern section of our distribution. We concluded our annual flushing of the distribution system. Pulled data from several meters, all indicated some sort of usage. Rebuilt a hydrant at Lake James. It was noted of improper operation during flushing. Repair malfunctioning bulk load station, and notices of the change in the amount per quarter was given as well. We did have a pressure complaint on Alpha, but there was nothing found. Tires were replaced on the meter reading truck, and we did break 3,000 active accounts this month. And then did attend Southwest Central Plant operators for some training. Dump truck was safety inspected, and we did get the district emblem installed on the new service truck. That's all I have for
Very good. Management report.
management report. I began working on Siler Road Phase 2, and lo and behold, the county has yet to do anything. As reported last month, I received a letter from Shepherd Morgan and Schwab. They were contracted to be the overseers, the engineering firm for the project, stating that we had to have our facilities relocated by this time next year. So I began that corner piece at Winslow and Siler Road. We don't get that property secured, we gotta find an alternate route. The gentleman said, "That's funny, the county has yet to settle up with me, we haven't spoke for 3 years."
I have a question. Aren't there prior surveys or prior, what's it called? When you have
Easements.
easement, thank you. Prior easements that you can go in on?
Not when they're reworking the roads.
They're gonna redo the whole road.
Right,
So
It's gonna be wider.
It's gonna be wider.
right.
And
That'll be over the easements that are there now.
so that, and the dirt cut for this piece of property he's talking about is, the guy's gonna walk out of his house and look at a hill like that. So,
Our water main will be 30 feet underground
Yeah.
when they're done.
so that's why Mark talked to Mark Gavillo, and they're corresponding, and
We have to move our facilities, because in
Right.
some areas it's gonna be 30 feet deep, in other areas it's gonna be out of the ground 4 or 5 feet exposed,
the way the dirt cuts are.
the way the dirt cuts. You know how Siler Road is, it does this?
Right.
It's gonna be more flat.
Well, thank you for explaining that.
And what they're doing is, while they're also cutting hills out, they're widening the road too. So where we may be on the edge of the road now, when we're done, if we didn't move, and if it didn't change in elevation, we would actually be under the new road. We don't want that. If our water main breaks, we'll be breaking out a brand new road, and we'll have the county as well as everybody else screaming at us for turning up a brand new road. That's why we have to move. I don't want to move. It's a lot of work. So, the long story short is, in making a conversation back to the county, they're in negotiation with the party that's supposed to go out and talk to the individuals. But that's going to take 2 to 3 months, if not 4 months, to have that negotiation to go through. Which means they're going to push back the possible start time in late 2018, 2019. Which is okay. It gives us more time, but if they don't get the right-of-way secured, then it just pushes our time back farther, because we have to know where they're gonna go, because right now, everything's proposed, nothing's set in stone. So they can move that road a little bit one way or the other, and if I go out and try to secure the right-of-ways now, and they move the road, well, all the work I did is for naught, and I have to start over again. So we're trying to work out a mode of attack, a plan of attack, where They can get done and we can get done. And it's all about a timing issue. There will be areas where there's no room left, and we are gonna have to go on road right away, or slope easement that they have, just because there's no room to put it. And that's bad for us, because any future work down the road, it's our nickel if we have to move it again. Whereas if we were on private easement, they would have to pay us, which helps save money. So, that's where we're at with Silo Road Phase 2 at this point. It's an ongoing venture, and it's gonna take some time.
Okay.
As noted earlier, normally we would have the budget ready for this month, but due to the unusual workload, we could not complete it, so next month it will be ready.
Okay.
And that's all I have for management report.
Okay, regional water treatment plant.
All right. As time went on, we had noted that in some of the verbiage in the Public Water Act just wasn't making sense.
Sure, talk up, Mark.
Sorry. In the research that we've done, and Mr. Kraft's website also had it on there, and as dealing with what we can and cannot do legally. We have some statute of limitations that we're not allowed to do. The way the group's wanting to organize as being a nonprofit, private corporation, as a group, we cannot participate. Our limits, our statutes that we're organized under prevents us to be able to be an active player. We can buy water from them if they get it built, but we cannot help organize it, we cannot help run it. We can attend the meetings, and we can give our 2 cents, but we can't vote. We can only go and help give them ideas. That's as far as we can go. So we're going to have to back away is what I'm trying to say. And that includes the $50,000 seed money that we can't do it. That includes that as well.
Which we never spent.
Which we never spent a penny as it is.
Right.
Now, the $50,000 seed money, I'll clarify that. There was a cap set, because any work done today is not done for free. 50 years ago, when this water district started, they were able to attain an attorney and an engineering firm with the understanding that when they got the funding, they would be paid and hired. That's how they got the district started. Nobody does that today. They want paid, meaning the lawyers and the engineers. So you have to have seed money. So the district put in a cap of $50,000. Not saying that we gave a check for $50,000. It meant that if a lawyer was hired and they submitted a bill for like $1,600 tonight, and there was 4 players, that $1,600 would be divvied up amongst the 4 players at $400 apiece. Well, that $400 would be deducted out of the $50,000 that the district was saying that they were going to spend. It was a budget amount. Again, no money was ever spent, and we can't. Statutes of limitations, we can't do it.
But also the money would be repaid once they were up and running.
Once we were up and running, if it was up and running, and they got the funding, and that goes with any entity that threw the money in on the seed money, they will get reimbursed. Whether that meant a one lump time payment, or if they got a deduct on the amount of water that they purchased, we don't know. They're still trying to figure those parts out. But for Fosterburg Water, we have to back away legally. So the newsletter I sent out, I made a recommendation for you guys to consider to make it official, because right now, unofficially, I've told the group, hey, we're out. We have to back away. If you got questions, need ideas, call us and we'll give you our 2 cents worth. But that's all we can do. Okay?
Okay, so I guess we'll entertain a motion to withdraw from the regional water treatment plant.
I will make that motion to withdraw from the regional water treatment plant.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Do we need a roll call vote for that, or can we just?
Probably a good idea.
I think so.
Strobeck,
Yes.
Aljets,
Yes.
Fort, Kircher,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Understall.
Yes.
Okay. We're down to the.
Question.
Oh, I'm
Do
sorry.
we also need to do motions to rescind the motion that we made for the $50,000 and the motion that we had Steve on as our representative? I'm just asking.
I think so. I think we need to do
Clarify the
that.
books, yes.
So let's do that as two separate motions and two separate votes, I think.
Okay.
We need the one for Steve, because we just withdrew from the thing, we need to pull the money back.
Well, no, he needs to, I think Bob's right. I would say we would officially need to remove Steve from that so that it's clarified. So that it's clear. So I will entertain a motion to rescind the $50,000 in seed money.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. You want to do a roll call vote for that too, Kim?
Aljets,
How about me?
Strobeck,
Yes.
Aljets. Yes. Bort, Kircher,
Yes.
Jordan. Yes. Clark,
Yes.
Understall.
Yes.
Now I need a motion for the removal of Steve Steve Rupert off the committee for the regional water treatment plant.
Will we have someone attending though to keep and just to
Not
listen?
officially.
Not officially,
Not officially.
right, okay.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay,
Go.
you're on, team.
Strobeck,
Yes.
Aljets. Yes. Bort, Kircher,
Yes.
Jordan. Yes. Clark,
Yes.
Understall.
Yes.
Okay, the generator.
You have a packet right there with 3 bids.
Okay.
Those were the only 3 that we received. I can tell you, in running the numbers, it is much cheaper to run natural gas than propane. $1 an hour versus $11 an hour.
For natural gas?
Natural gas is $1 an hour.
Wow. Okay. Just for information for everybody here, we had a power outage back in,
August, September.
Yeah.
The last storm that we lost power.
and I know you guys don't know how the system works. We have a SCADA system, and everything's on the computer at the office. Well, when you lose power, Mark can't tell what's going on. We can't control the valving. We can't move water, can't shut water off, can't do anything. So we have a portable generator, which we bought a few years ago to run the pumps to keep the water moving, because in case we have an ice storm, whatever, lose power for a period of time. So it came to our attention that we came very close to running out of water in one of the towers. I had no idea how much water was in the tower because we couldn't access the system. So the board asked Mark to go out for bids to put another permanent generator to run the office, and also to be able to open the doors on the maintenance shed and everything else, because the guys can't get the trucks out because we don't have any power to operate the doors. So this is why we went out for bids for a generator, and I guess we'll open the bids. So. Wegman Electric Company. From Wegman Electric, from Jonathan Wolf. Complete generator for Fosterburg Water. Wegman is pleased to quote the sum of $35,000 for the following scope of work. Furnish and install a minimum of a 26 kilowatt natural gas or LP generator. Furnish, install the service. Do the pad directional boring to be done by others. This cost does not include the gas piping. This will require the buildings to be without power at some point to install the new service. Transfer switches. This bid does not include any cost for permits. One-year maintenance contract would add $800, includes the annual and semi-annual inspections. So that one's for $35,000. This is from Bickle Electric. You want to see them, pass them around. Bickle Electric in East Alton. Man. I did, I started out with one and gave up. This is from Bickle Electric, permanent mount commercial grade generator. We agree to supply all the labor, material, and equipment as per plan specifications for the above mentioned project. Shall include non-proprietary software for operations and maintenance related issues. Gen set capable of programming an auto testing cycle as needed or as required by the manufacturer, 26 kilowatts, natural gas or propane, liquid cooled engine, fuel supply located at the base of the unit, 1800 RPM, 240, 120, one single phase, adjustable voltage regulator, main breaker, engine block heater, all climate battery, enclosed for genset shall, enclosure for genset shall ensure weatherproof protection, hinge lockable access, all owners and operator manuals. Additional material and workmanship bids. Additional material and workmanship bid items. 2 transfer switches, a manual switch in the annex building, auto switch in the office. 1 set of wires from the auto switch to the SCADA computer area not to be connected, office only. The replacement of 200 amp electric service at the annex, including weatherhead and associate conduit. Provide the required wiring for both buildings from the gen set to the transfer switches and to breaker boxes. Startup cost. Excluded. Fuel, plumbing for the fuel, permits from the county. Boring of and provide conduit installation from gen set. Boring and provide conduit installation from the gen set to the office. Gen set mount pad. Quote for natural gas and LP generators the same amount. That figure is $27,266. You can add, additionally, 1-year contract includes an annual and semi-annual inspection. Total labor, material, and equipment would be $600 extra to that. Richards Electric. As you can see, these bids were not open.
They are
prior
sealed.
to the meeting. Holy cow.
Gee,
Engineering middle. I am not reading all this. This is just information on the type of generator I see. From Richards Electric, request for bids for generator, installation of office and annex building, supply and install 1 new generator and office automatic transfer switch. 1 submittal packet for each fuel option is included in, enclosed in this bid, liquid propane vapor withdrawal or natural gas. At the office, we will install a new 100 amp fused main service disconnect, interface to the new automatic transfer switch, existing lighting panel. We will provide a set of SCADA feedback wires from the auto transfer switch to the SCADA pick area. No, SCADA place area, I guess.
It'll just tell us that the generator's on and off
Okay.
through the SCADA.
Hook up on the SCADA. At the annex building, we will provide and install a new 200 amp, 120, 240 volt single phase service riser meter base. Provide and install a new fused service entrance rated manual transfer switch. The new service wiring will be mated to the existing lighting breaker panel in the annex building. Provide a branch circuit to the generator for its block heater and battery charger. Provide startup and testing of generator and transfer switches. Provide one O&M manual and one CD-ROM manual. Provide for 2018 one annual maintenance agreement and pricing. We will load bank the generator set, change oil, fuel, and other filters as necessary. Test the antifreeze pH and the battery. Check hoses, belts, block heater, and the like. We will perform an actual load test failure for the automatic transfer switch. Items provided by the customer: all the fuel and the plumbing connections for the fuel source to the generator concrete pad, all permits and fees, 2 conduits and their installation from the gen set to the office, automatic transfer switch. We will terminate conduits in enclosures. Option A, the LP generator, the transfer switch, and install, $33,910. The natural gas generator, transfer switch, and install, $33,910. The annual generator maintenance price, $997. Note that only option A or B is required, not both. These bid items prices are based on regular working hours, Monday through Friday, 7 to 5, overtime and weekend work is extra. This quote may be withdrawn by Richards Electric Motor Company if not acceptable or not accepted within 30 days without notice. All the balances are net 30 days. Past due accounts will be subject to the 1.5% monthly service charge. Tax is not included in this quote if applicable. So,
First off, I would like to abstain from anything since I'm an employee of Wetterman Electric, even though we're high.
okay. Even though they're high.
Have we done business with Bingman and Bickle before? None of them? And Richards is out of town from Quincy.
Richard we've had.
Richards, okay,
Richard has done work for us.
okay,
Wegman's done work for us.
okay.
Right. I'm not familiar with Bickle.
Neither am I.
Oh.
Yeah, right here.
Right, I know, but it's local too.
So. Any thoughts, questions, comments?
There ain't nothing we can do about that tonight. It's all gotta be studied, you know. We
So
can't make a decision.
I will entertain a motion that we hold this over for further review and discussion.
I still make that motion.
Todd seconded. Okay, all those in favor of holding these over till we can further review the bids, because I agree with that, because there's quite a bit in this to dissect.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
There's a lot to absorb there.
Yes. So, all those in favor of holding this over for further review? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain.
I would like to go on the record as saying that just looking online quickly, I found you could purchase a 25, I couldn't find exactly a 26 watt kilowatt natural gas generator for $8,400.
That's why we can't discuss
So
that
if
tonight.
the electric work could be done for a couple of $1,000s, I think we'd be better off to go out and buy our own generator and have all of the hookup done like,
Okay, is that a 1800 commercial grade generator?
you know,
1800.
as I said, it was a quick lookup.
I'll tell you
wasn't
what, you know,
I
I
think
think
we voted to-
just,
Apples to
we'll
apples.
discuss
To
it.
delay it.
Yeah.
Do your research.
Yeah,
Yep.
bring it
absolutely.
and bring it
Bring it
next
next
month,
meeting.
and we'll go from there.
I need the third one to copy, please.
Which one?
Richards.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
That's not Richards. Richards brought it, oh, it's on there.
Okay. We're ready for new business, our insurance and property liability.
Went up 0.7%, $287
Per year.
per year.
Okay.
Recommendations, we stay with our current one. Next year, I've already inquired about seeking additional bids. I tried to have some for this go around. They needed at least 45 days, and we just didn't have time frame to get it done. So, I can tell you, the broker said that for the money we're paying, for the coverage we have, he says, you're not gonna find anything better.
That's not bad increase. We'll entertain a motion to keep the present insurance carrier that we have for the year, for the coming year.
You have the total price on that?
$39,068. That's for 6 million per occurrence or 8 million aggregate.
Who's the carrier?
Carrier, depending on which one, we have Illinois Public Risk Fund for the workman's comp. We have Burnham and Flower Insurance for property and liability and auto. And we have Lloyd's of London for our cyber.
Has anybody compared this with other water districts?
Again, I tried to have other numbers available to compare. We didn't have enough time to go out and be able to get comparable numbers. He did state, the broker did state that the coverage you have for the amount we're spending, you're not gonna find the same, it's gonna cost us more or less coverage.
And how many years have we been with this company?
This would
This is,
be our third or fourth year with this company.
So we'll entertain a motion to accept this insurance, or stay with the same insurance carrier for the coming year, so that we have time next year to do an insurance review. Fritz made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
So ordered. Okay. Is that it, Mark? Thank you all for coming. Appreciate the comments. Glad to see everybody here. Bob?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Meeting's adjourned.